Thank you for joining. In this video, you will learn about the most powerful shelter of spiritual sound of the mantra. So if you're feeling uneasy in any way and you're looking for some relief, then listen on. I will explain why this mantra can give you shelter and also how to start and experience immediate relief. So we will begin with a text from the ancient yoga textbook called Srimad Bhagavatam. And I will read a verse from the Canto 1, chapter 14, text number 10. And this is amazing text, which is actually explaining a deeper reason why globally at present, we are experiencing so much agony. What is really that deeper reason behind? So the translation goes like this. Just see, O man, with a tiger's strength, how many miseries due to celestial influences, earthly reactions, and bodily pains, all with very dangerous in themselves, are foreboding danger in the near future by deluding our intelligence. And now the purport or the commentary. Material advancement of civilization means advancement of the reactions of the threefold miseries due to celestial influence, earthly reactions, and bodily or mental pains. By the celestial influence of the stars, there are many calamities like excessive heat, cold, rains, or no rains, and the after effects are famine, disease, and epidemic. The aggregate result is agony of the body and the mind. Man-made material science cannot do anything to counteract these threefold miseries. They are all punishments from the superior energy of Maya. And Maya is actually the word in Sanskrit which describes this material energy, this material world in material nature in which we live. So I will stop here regarding this purport, and I will just add a few thoughts of mine to clarify a little more about what I have just read to you. So we can read here that the material advancement of our civilization as the end result just gives agony of body and mind. And this is what we are witnessing right now all over the planet. Our technology is more and more advanced and sophisticated. It has never been before as sophisticated as it is now. But at the same time, you must admit that also never has been the time before when there was so much agony for the people on this planet globally. So what we can actually take as a lesson from this ancient yoga textbook is that actually the material problems cannot be solved in material way. Our material advancement is trying to solve all kinds of problems that we have in the material way. But the end result is that the problems just become more complex and more difficult to resolve and just cause more and more pain to everyone. So now I would also like to share another text which is actually bringing up our main topic. And our main topic is actually the liberation by the sound. I would like to speak about how the material problems that we have, material pain and suffering that we are experiencing, can be very effectively mitigated by the help of mantra or spiritual sound vibration. And to just give some substance to my statement, I would like to read to you a commentary or purport again from Srimad Bhagavatam, where is this explained in great detail. So we will read from the Canto 3 of Srimad Bhagavatam, text 26, chapter 26, text 32. And I will write in the description box links for both of these verses so that you can read more if you're interested. So we can read in this purport. It appears from this verse that all the objects of our sense gratification are the products of egoism in ignorance. It is understood from this verse that by agitation of the element of egoism in ignorance, the first thing produced was sound, which is the subtle form of ether. It is also stated in the Vedanta Sutra that sound is the origin of all objects of material possession, and that by sound one can also dissolve this material existence. Anavriti Shabdat means liberation by sound. The entire material manifestation began from sound, and sound can also end material entanglement if it has a particular potency. So I will stop here and just give some more explanation, because these are very deep statements. We can actually first focus on the statement about the potency of the sound. Here we can read that even the material sound has the power to create material objects. So this is something really fantastic. It's like a magic, you know, like a magic wand you have. But it is true. Even the material sound, elsewhere in the Vedic literature is described that the sound vibration has the potency of creation within it, or Icha Shakti, it's in Sanskrit terms. And which means that when we speak, for example, just material sound vibration, when we speak, just by the speaking, we are creating our future. Because gradually, in due course of time, this sound vibration will materialize, we can say, will manifest also on the gross level, what we are speaking. So this is something very important, you know, to just be thoughtful a little bit. What are we speaking about? And the next thing, the next problem we could say is that at present, there is too much of material sound everywhere. And the material sound manifests all the material things, the material elements. And if the material sound is negative, which happens a lot nowadays, because we can see everywhere in the media and among people on all levels, there is so much negativity and hate speech and argument. So all this negativity also produces a very negative effect. It also materializes on the gross platform. And there is just too much of it. We can all experience how difficult the world has become, and the unstable situation that is at present threatening practically everyone on this planet. But now we can take a look at the spiritual sound vibration. And here it is explained that actually in the Vedas, it is stressed that the spiritual sound has the potency to liberate. So anavriti shabda is a term in the Vedas, in the Vedanta Sutra, which is actually, for those of you who are a little bit aware of the Vedic philosophy and knowledge, Vedanta Sutra is the culmination of all the philosophy of the Vedas, like the cream of philosophical knowledge. And Anavriti Shabdat is mentioned there in Vedanta Sutra, and it actually means liberation by sound. It actually means that a person can be liberated by the sound. So what does this really mean practically? I know I'm speaking so philosophically and maybe difficult for some of you to understand, but I will become very practical right now. This means that when we hear the spiritual sound of the mantra, and when we chant the mantra, the spiritual mantra, then the potency of mantra will also start to manifest in our life. And what is that potency of the mantra? How does the mantra liberate us? The mantra actually frees the mind. It liberates the mind. And I have to first actually explain what is mantra. What does the word mantra mean? Mantra is actually constitutes from two words, manaha and trayate. Manaha means the mind, and trayate means to deliver, to free, or to liberate. So mantra in itself means the medium, the potency which will liberate our mind, which will free the mind. And what does it have to free from? The mantra will free the mind from the material covering, which at present is covering our mind. And this is also what is causing us all the difficult emotions, all the fear, the anxiety, frustration, anger, dissatisfaction. So much pain and so much suffering is actually coming from the influence of this external material energy, which is covering our mind. And some of you who have listened to my previous classes have already learned about those three modalities of material nature, which are ignorance, passion, and goodness. So this is actually that, these are the coverings. This is the covering that covers our mind and literally makes us miserable. So to liberate the mind, the mantra will purify or remove these coverings. And what is the practical experience? The practical experience is that we start to feel relief. And it comes fast. We start to feel how all this pain is going away. We start to feel some kind of inner strength awakening within us. We start to feel some kind of peace. We start to feel a satisfaction and also happiness. All this is awakened with the help of the spiritual sound of the mantra. And I can also say that the mantra, it's actually the greatest shelter And you may wonder, how is it? How can it be the shelter? Shelter is something, you know, like a house, or, you know, somewhere where you can hide, you know, something like tangible, you know, something material, something that protects you, some weapon or something like that. But actually, you know, in ancient times, they knew the weapons, the most powerful weapons were the weapons of the mantra, because the mantra has the greatest power among all other weapons, you could say. And because this potency of the mantra will cut through completely through the material energy and through all material means of either attack or defense. And we can actually practically experience this shelter of the mantra. I can tell you from my personal experience, when I feel in need of protection, when I feel scared, when I take shelter of mantra, after some time of hearing the mantra and repeating the mantra, I begin to feel as if like a bubble of spiritual energy has formed around me, like the bubble which cannot be penetrated by anything. And within that bubble, it's so peaceful, it is so pleasant, it is so comfortable and so secure. Outside, the world is just as it was before, under the influence of the material nature and material energy. All the everything is still acting as it was before, but my internal space has changed. And with this, my internal space, also this great internal feeling of being protected comes into the mind and into the heart. And the mantra is not just some, this shelter and this protection of the mantra is not just an imagination, you know, that I just imagine, oh, now I'm like, you know, in this bubble and I'm protected. No, it is very tangible. And to really understand what I'm speaking, you have to try it for yourself. You have to get your own personal experience. Only then you will understand what I'm speaking about. Because the mantra, besides giving you the confidence and the internal strength and encouragement and internal protection, it also protects you externally in the ways and means that we cannot even imagine. Because all the powers of all the mantras are within. Especially the mantra that I'm speaking about is the Maha Mantra. And I will speak more about this Maha Mantra in one of the next classes. The Maha Mantra is the most powerful of all mantras, and all the powers of other mantras are contained within this mantra. This mantra is completely divine. It's completely spiritual, and in actuality, it's non-different from the supreme absolute truth. This Maha Mantra is actually the supreme sound of love, of beauty, and happiness personified. This is this Maha Mantra. So when we take shelter of this Maha Mantra, it will take effect and you will experience the protective result of this mantra. So this is what I explained now. It is just like the, you know, like the first effect, like the short-term effect. But there is much, much more that the mantra can actually give us. This anavriti shabdat, liberation by sound, also refers to the ultimate liberation. And ultimate liberation is the liberation of our true self, of our soul, from being entangled into this material existence, into the experience of material life. And this mantra actually brings us back into the spiritual realm and eventually back into the spiritual sky, into the spiritual home where we belong, and awakens that true unending spiritual love deep within our hearts. And this is the ultimate liberation that every one of us is hankering after. So I will stop here, and I really encourage you to listen to those kirtans. I posted the links in the description box, and I will speak more about how to practice the mantra meditation in my next class. And you can also listen to some other classes from this same playlist. So talk to you soon.